Howdy. Welcome to week number 2 of our hopefully live feed for sermons. As we're trying to do some social distancing, we've changed locations today to try to improve the sound for everybody this week. We're in Sandy's plant room with a nice background. I've actually got a cup of water with my friend Wiley Coyote, and this will be a much more relaxed, hopefully, presentation today. And I'm thinking as I worked on the lessons this week, what a series of Lenten readings we had this week. You think back to 4 to 5 weeks ago, and what a strange 4 to 5 weeks it's been, but the great lessons that we've had every week, and especially the last 2 weeks. We moved from a man born blind who was healed to today, the ultimate Easter preview and teaser. Jesus raises a man from the dead. Not just any man, but one of his very close friends named Lazarus. You know Lazarus, the brother of Martha and Mary. And the thing that really gets me this year with this story is Lazarus. He never said a word. You ever think about that? Lazarus, he never said a word. What a strange turn of events when you think about the story and actually how much the story has to say for us. Face it, the story of Lazarus speaks volumes, even with the minimal dialogue. Honestly, we could say today, if you really want to get down to brass tacks, the story speaks to the ultimate promise of God. You know the promise I'm talking about. That promise of everlasting life which is firmly entrenched in the hands of our life-giving God. Not to mention, as we near the time of Palm Sunday, which is actually next week, and Holy Week after, this story today, the raising of Lazarus, can be looked upon as the singular act which forced the Pharisees' hands to arrest Jesus and shut him down before any more damage could be done. So regardless of whether Lazarus had anything to say or not, there are plenty of other people in the story who spoke and whose voice will not soon be forgotten. Think about it. He never said a word. Yet plenty of others spoke, and it's these we need to consider and to listen to. So to set the stage, we'll go through the story. Now a certain man was ill. His name was Lazarus. So his sister sent a message to Jesus, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." And Jesus waited 2 days, then said, "Let us go to Judea. Rabbi, the Jews who tried to stone you are there. Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep." "Lord, if he's asleep, he'll be all right." "Lazarus is dead, so let us go to him." Now Mary comes in the narrative. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask. Your brother will rise again. I know he will rise again at the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me will live even though they die. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die." Do you believe this? "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of the living God." The teacher is here. Mary got up quickly. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." "Where have you laid him?" "Lord, come and see." And now the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. Could not he who have opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying? "Take away the stone. Did I not tell you if you believed you would see the glory of God? Lazarus, come out." "Unbind him and let him go." And many saw and believed. So after all that, Lazarus, he never said a word. Yet he didn't have to, did he? He's the perfect example of actions speaking louder than words. He never said a word, yet God worked through the narrative of others. Just like today, we can say that we all face a common enemy. And that enemy is fear. Fear. Fear of uncertainty, fear of economic collapse, fear of losing all we have, fear of providing for others, fear of disease, and fear of death. So what will our narrative be? When we think about this time we're going through in the years to come, we'll have to ask that. What will our narrative be? Will others look at us and accuse us? He never said a word. Or will we let our actions, our faith, our belief, and our unwavering trust in God provide the narrative for others in a most desperate time? Think about it. A most desperate hope that despite all obstacles, He will overcome. A most desperate hope, like Martha and Mary and what they faced and what they feared for a brother lost named Lazarus. Maybe we need to take some solace today in this simple fact. The people of God have faced times like these before, and we're going to face them again. A time for speaking and a time for a quiet and assured faith in the one who can and who will provide. Lord, I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask. So remember the words and remember them well. This is the type of response we need for today. Lord, I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask. And then when we are accused of never saying a word, we too will hear, Lazarus, come forth. As Jesus commands, unbind them and let them go. Let them go, so that they may speak a word of comfort for a fearful and frightened world. I am the resurrection and the life. You who live and believe in me will never die. For the times we face, the times to come, the fear, the uncertainty, the disease, and death, that's all the words we need to both speak and to hear. He never said a word. So this week, let your actions speak volumes for those who need to hear a little good news. And boy, we can say, don't we all need a little good news? So stay safe this week, be blessed, and always give thanks to God for all He gives us. Give me an amen.
Amen.